Welcome to Bash's Breakdowns. I'm your host, Bash Watson, and earlier this week, the coaches poll for the top 25 teams came out, and I want to touch on the top 10 teams, right? So, starting off, let's get straight into it. We got Texas at number 1. Now, this is where I draw the line. Penn State at number 3, I disagree with 100%. I think Clemson should be at the number 3 spot. This is one of the best teams that Clemson's had in a minute, I believe. Georgia at number 4 makes sense. Last year, they won the SEC championship, and that makes sense to me to have them at number 4. Do I think they're going to exceed those expectations this year? Absolutely not. I don't have them making the playoffs. I don't have them making it to the SEC championship. And so 4 kind of makes sense as of right now with what they have. Notre Dame at the top 5 spot makes sense. All right, so when you look at the fact that, they also made it to the national championship where they lost to Ohio State, having them at number 5 makes sense, especially when you got guys like Jeremiah Love returning. And, Marcus Freeman is one of the best head coaches in college football right now. So I believe that top 5 spot makes sense. I already said that Clemson should be higher. So we're going to skip number 6. We're going to go down to number 7. Oregon is not on my top 10. I don't think Dan Lanning has what it takes as far as the missing pieces that he didn't have last year. Last year, they made it to the bowl game. This year, I think they can do that as well, but I don't think they make it to the playoffs to where they're potentially winning their first championship. So I don't think Oregon is a number 7 team, especially when you got teams like South Carolina that did not make the top 10. I actually believe they was number 12 on the list. But I think South Carolina should be a top 10 team, especially with guys like Lenore Sellers, guys like Dylan Stewart on defense, who is one of the best edge rushers in college football right now. And you got Shane Beamer at head coach. This South Carolina team should 110,000% be in the top 10 on the coaches poll. The fact that they didn't make the top 10 is honestly kind of baffling to me. I think that team is going to upset a lot of people. I think that team is an underdog, and I fully have faith in South Carolina this upcoming season. Now, Alabama at the number 8 spot does not make sense. Kalen DeBoer, he's coming into his second season as head coach. But now where I do agree with them being in the top 10 is Ryan Williams is also developing, right? One of the best wide receivers, top 2, him and Jeremiah Smith are the top 2 receivers in college football right now. That makes sense. And last year, he was 17. This year, he's 18 years old. He's developing even more. He's getting better. He's getting stronger. He's getting faster. So I get that point. But at the same time, you have an entirely new quarterback now that Jalen Milroe made it to the NFL. But they do also have Jam Miller, who's returning at running back, and I have faith in him. I really do. I think he's a solid running back. I think he can do a lot for this team. So I'm a little bit conflicted on Alabama. I understand the 8 spot. It's not too high, not too low, and it's Alabama, so the expectations is pretty much always high. So I get that. I will say that. LSU, though, should be higher than Alabama, right? When you look at the fact that LSU has Garrett Nussmeier at quarterback returning, and they got guys like Whit Weeks, who is a linebacker, who is honestly, I keep saying this about a lot of these players, but he is a top 5 linebacker in college football right now, Whit Weeks, and Garrett Nussmeier returning is honestly solid, right? Now, the part where I have a little bit of issues is Miami at number 10. We really don't know what we're getting out of Carson Beck this year. Coming off of an elbow injury, coming to an entire new season, or to an entire new team. But see, he's coming from the SEC. We all know the SEC has a little bit more talent, a little bit more competition. So he should be able to come to the ACC and show out, you would think. But then again, we don't know. We do not know. We don't know this elbow injury and how that's going to affect him this season. We don't know how the new team is even meshing well. So I'm a little bit conflicted on Miami this upcoming year. Just the Miami expectations can be a little bit high, so that's where I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced all the way. Does Carson Beck have the leadership qualities? Does Carson Beck have the missing pieces that he needs? Top 10, Miami? I don't know. Do I believe that they should be? I think South Carolina should have made it over Miami. If we had to pick one of the two, I would take South Carolina any day of the week, right? So that's where I stand on that. That's my top 10 breakdown. If you want to see the top 25, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely get to that. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think on this top 10 list? What do you guys think on my top 10 list? And what do you guys, if you've seen it, what do you think of the top 25 that the coaches poll came out with this past week? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. For Bash's Breakdowns, I'm Bash Watson.